took up a collection just to send him to the mainland. Get your education, don't forget from whence you came. And the world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton.
Hey guys.
Hi. What's up, Keltie?
See you. Look at that Emmy. Okay.
Yeah. No,
There's
that
an Emmy in here?
Oh.
Can't drink out of it. Can't drink tequila out of it, though, right?
So,
No, that's
listen, it was so difficult to score Hamilton tickets and to see you. And now everyone is going to be able to get their families together, their loved ones, and experience this show. And what does that mean to you all these years later?
It's the best. We spun our wheels a lot on how to get more people into that show, to the point where we were locking down a block of Broadway every other day to just perform little snippets or other ideas just so people could get close to it. This is the best way we have figured out thus far to get people close to it. And happening at a time where you can't see it any other way. The theaters are dark. So I think it's good, it's special, and I'm glad people get to see it.
Lynn said earlier, in one day, more people will have a chance to see the show than in the entire run of all of the different companies and on Broadway this entire time. So, I mean, anytime you can amplify it that way, it's just fantastic.
No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened.
It's pretty special, right? And I know the show was shot. You knew that this was going to be the performance that was filmed. Did you leave any Easter eggs or anything? Did you go a little crazier, or did you just do company as normal?
This show was really, really hard to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, really, really hard to do. So, we filmed it over 3 full days in front of 2 different audiences. And then in between those days, we were able to work on, they were able to get up on stage and do some Steadicam things without an audience there. But as far as like doing the show, we were all on a Zoom call the other day, and they were like, did we notice any inside jokes, right? Because, you're doing the thing and there's a lot of stuff that the audience can or doesn't see. And nobody could come up with that many of them. If they happened, I'm not sure where it would have been, but no, we just wanted to get the show. We just wanted to do our best and do the show.
So exciting. And David, I know that you have said before that you're not a fan of watching your own performances. So are you having like a huge watch party for this?
I haven't seen it yet, and I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it. I might have to watch it once, like very privately, like under a blanket, like with it, like just, really hide away. I don't know. I can't.
You're really good in it.
You're so great. Does it stress you out to know that like on Disney Plus, like hundreds of thousands of people are all gonna be watching at the same time?
No, I'm glad for that. Yeah, right. I'm glad for that. It's more about, this is a me thing. This is there's something special to me about the fact that I've never seen it. I'm a theater guy. Like, that's the way plays are supposed to happen to me. I never have to watch myself do that. And that is part of the freedom I enjoy of doing a play. It's because I can show up every night and do some other bad crazy thing that I never have to be held accountable for. And so this fundamentally changes that relationship to theater if I watch it. And I'm gonna watch it, but I'm monitoring when I am comfortable with changing that relationship.
Ooh, I love that. Well, the tagline of the musical is the story of America, told by America now. What are your thoughts on, this couldn't be coming at a better time in the middle of this long-running revolution, and what a beautiful thing for people to celebrate, because this musical was so beloved, but it also pushed the boundaries on traditional theater in so many ways. So what you must be so proud that so many more people are going to be able to see it. Definitely
proud that people are going to see it. I think there's no sleight of hand with this show. There's no trickery. The beautiful part about the way Andy staged it with Tommy and Tommy's direction and the way it's lit, it actually, I think, more than anything, incorporates every aspect of the theater that you could possibly put into one piece, in that it is about the people. It is about the artists. There are very few props. There are no huge set changes. There's nothing in there that's going to distract the audience from the experience of looking at this story, which we're all sort of familiar with, but we're meeting it in a very personal way. And so it's in the strength of telling the story that particular way that makes it accessible to people, and it makes it accessible to the theater goer and to someone who only watches movies and to someone who's never stepped foot in a theater, right? I think there's a lot of conversions to happen because people sort of view the theater as one sort of traditional sort of model, and this takes all of the best parts of the things that we love about theater and then puts it all into one package. Tommy and is an incredibly smart and sincere director, and I think that's what ultimately the movie captures in a beautiful way.
I love that so much. And David, then you're moving on to get together with Lin again for The Little Mermaid. So are we going to have all of our favorite songs? We have new songs. Like, what am I getting?
Oh, I'm not allowed to talk about that. I don't know what Disney told you, but they ain't greenlit me to talk about nothing. I know Disney, and they ain't coming for me like that. I have met all of their lawyers. I'm good. I don't know nothing about The Little Mermaid.
but I love your friendship with Lin, and probably I would assume it was great to work with him again.
I've gotten to work with him again in a number of different ways, and I think the experience is always the same. It is always one of great trust from somebody who's really good at the thing he does to then come to me with a thing and be like, "Do you?" That's very empowering.
Broadway sort of returning to the theater. What are your hopes? You talk so much about how it is so fabulous and wonderful and necessary to be in a theater and see these types of shows. What do you think will change on Broadway post-COVID?
I'm terribly nervous about how any sort of theater comes back from this, and I don't know. It's a thing I'm sort of in conversations about with various different like local theaters, because I've only done one Broadway show, so I don't have that connection to that world as much. But theater is very, very important to me, and I don't know how we gather the same way we did before. And given the overheads of renting a space, it's a very complicated. There's some math to figure out here that I'm not sure how we do it, but I do know that the nature of the theater is that it adapts to the time. And so it will do that. How we see that reflected on Broadway, I am not sure of, because I don't really know how that works. Chris, maybe you have a better idea, but
Well, I think this is one of those situations where what is happening for everyone is truly happening for everyone. Mm-hmm. When you can't congregate, you can't congregate. If you can't do that safely, and that's before the audience even comes through the door. But of course it's going to come back. There's a reason why we go to theater. There's a reason why the public at large needs theater. It's church. It is a collective, focused experience. There's a reason why we go to ball games. There's a reason why we go to concerts. There's a reason why we go to Broadway shows. And on its base level, it's not about the thing that they're experiencing. It's about being together, experiencing something.
Chris Jackson taking me to church.
Folks are going to get on the corner and freestyle.
That's what I was going to say. If we can't do it inside, we'll take it outside.
We'll do whatever we have to do, but they've been doing theater long before you had to turn a light switch on. So we'll figure it out. But it's not really about turning on the light switch. It's about being able to safely do that and not put anybody in danger. So.